It's been a while since I've made a video, but I've done toy collection videos before, and I'm probably going to be selling these soon because I've got quite a big collection of toys. So, without further ado, these are the Mega Bloks Mag Warrior toys that I have. I only have 4 of them. I'm going to go through them one at a time and then stack them off to the side. So this is the first one here, and I can't even tell what his name says. It's so hard to hear. Or here. Hawkblade. So hard to see, hard to read as I'm getting older. So there's like, oh, it's easier to read on the back. Here's like all of his stats and stuff, and this is like a metal plate that he goes on. Now, he was the last one where if you pressed on his head, his eyes would glow red. I actually just opened it up, and there's some corrosion. I pulled out the 2 batteries. So that's going to be fun. I'll be putting that in the thing. So basically, the magnites are all magnetic, so they all come apart, and you can kind of swap them out. So this is Hawkblade. So he has a sword here. Shield. And that's what I like to do, is I like to give a close-up. I like to show different angles of the character. And then, of course, I'll pull them apart here in a second, because you can actually swap out the pieces on them, which I always thought was kind of cool. So basically, with all these being metal joints, you can pop the head off, pop the shoulders off, pull the arms off, and swap them with all the characters. Like, they can just go in different directions or whatnot. And the legs come off there too. So they've got articulated joints here for the knees and for the elbows. The wrist can also, I think the wrist can turn here on the, the wrist can turn on the hand as well. And then of course with the magnet joints allows them to kind of turn or move in any direction or position. And then with their stand, you can put their feet, which have magnets on the bottom, on their stand, and you can set them up in cool action poses and stuff like they're fighting. So that one's Hawkblade. Oops, his knees are buckling. Let me put him off to the side. So here's the next one that I have. And this one, we'll flip it on the back since my eyes are so poor. This is Scorch. So there's his tactical layout on the back. And there is his image on the front. So I guess he's supposed to be left-handed, but I'm right-handed, so I put it, his axe in his right hand. Now him, I actually had to fix. So here on this joint here, the magnet and the black piece, this kept popping out, so I super glued it in there. But aside from that, he was working fine. And again, same articulated joints, and shield, you can slide that right into his grip, and you can pivot it in different directions. So he also, all of them had the glowing heads. I did not open any of these. I'm sure they're corroded too. And like I said, they all come apart the same way. So this is a close-up of him and how he looks. And actually, I probably need to Is that dust? I don't know. I'll say I've dusted them recently. Two-handed axe. Always drove me nuts because the double-bladed axes were actually not used in combat. A battle axe is actually supposed to be lightweight and swift to move. And a double-bladed axe is typically for hewing wood, because you have the thinner one and the thicker one for cutting different types of wood, splitting wood or cutting down trees. So this is not actually a very useful tool. No one would actually have that battle. But neither are the horns, so it's just meant to look cool. So there he is, with a couple different angles on his setup. So put him back here on his magnet stand. Put him over here. And the next one I'll show you here. Him I can't fix. He has a problem too. This, I think, is like Drachnid, isn't it? Like that? Drachnid. So this is Drachnid's battle stats on the back for him. There's the front piece for his plate. And this is Drachnid. And same thing, he used to have one of these, one of the spikes on his head. I forget which one it is. One of these, yeah, right here. This one presses in to make his eyes glow. But again, none of their eyes are working right now because of how long I've had them for. And yeah, probably should have unscrewed them sooner and taken the batteries out. And he, likewise, like I said, same thing. They all have the same articulation and joints, and they're all swappable. And just to show you what I mean, we'll go ahead and pop his head off and pop it on here. So you can like mix and match them all you want, which is kind of cool. I think that's neat, especially if you have a big set. So if you're into this kind of stuff, you're like, oh, cool. So you know, they all got shields. He's got that more of a dragon-like motif with the thorns, the green, and the scale-like. Apparently online I saw a red version of him, but the green one's the only one I saw in the store, so I bought the green one. And he has basically a glaive. Of course, the sword and the glaive are also a little bit oversized. A little bit. This one's a little bit more practical out of all the weapons, but yeah, very, very, very cool characters. And if they don't stand properly, you can kind of bend their knees, lean them forward a little bit so they don't keep falling over, like the Scorch guy. Get them to stand up a little bit. And the last one I have, because I only have 4, is this one. And this one is Paladar. And there are his stats. There's his front plate. Mag Warriors. Now he has a dent here for the button. But again, all of them need that fix. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention Drachnid. So his, really quick before I'll give you the overview and I'll talk about the problem with that toy. It's his shield. This trident-looking fork weapon looks a little bit more practical. So the glaive and the trident deal, I guess it's a trident. Forked weapon. Of course, with these these like spin around pretty easily. That's why you want to use their metal plate for them to stand on typically, most of the time. All right, let me set this up and I'll show you my problem with the one I couldn't fix. So the Scorch guy had to glue the magnet in. I don't know how to fix this. I'm just going to tell them about it. Right here at his elbow joint, this keeps popping off. For some reason, it's just not as in there and firm. So this arm at the elbow will pop off like that a lot. And I don't know how to keep that from happening. I don't want to glue it, obviously. So I just kind of rework that in there and force it back in. Let's see if I can do this without having the camera in my way. And then it takes me a while to get it in there. And then when I get it in there, I think it has to do with like the bumps here. If I can get that to focus. Those bumps, I think they're too flush or those are too bent too far apart. But in either case, it's a pain in the butt to get back in. When you do, it'll stay fine, but it will pop off on me a lot, especially if I move them around, articulate them, or play with them at all. That's right, I play with my toys. I don't care. I don't care how old I get. You never get too old to play with your toys, okay? And anyone who says otherwise is lying. They're wrong. So yeah, there's all 4 of the Magnites that I own. Kind of cool characters and figures. Let me get a different angle here. So there you go. There are my 4 Magnite figures that I have as part of my collection that I will probably be selling soon. So at least one video before I get rid of those. So there you go. Pretty cool. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.